Monnye, and I'm a student in postgraduate in higher education. And today I'm going to discuss a topic that evolves around technology. Our topic today is about the benefits and challenges of using technology as an assessment tool in the 21st century in higher education. Technology is a very broad word that we come across every day in our daily lives. But what exactly is technology? And is technology benefiting us, the humans, in a more positively manner or in a more negatively manner? Technology is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes. It shapes many forms, like equipment, machinery, cell phones, TV. I mean, this whole for me to be able to deliver this presentation to you is due to technology. Therefore, it is the master of so many things in this entire world. But it is really creating an imbalance. I believe in this entire world, it is in fact that is something that is still practiced. A child is born, goes to crash, after crash goes to preschool, primary, secondary, and then tertiary education. After that, the whole point of us to achieve education is for us to what? Acquire employment, which is something that has caused so many disturbances in this entire world. I believe, like in other countries, what is it? Korea, Chinese or Korea, I think. There are robots that are created to read news, but we'll get into that as soon as we cross over to the disadvantages and advantages of using technology. I believe just like a battery, it consists of a positive side and a negative side. It is made in 50-50 in order for it to work in an equilibrium form. Another example can be a source of, for human nature to be developed, it consists of what? A female for of humans to be there. Technology was created by humans and its results are creating a very indeclined imbalance in our modern society. Technology in teaching and learning has advanced the delivery of information from the usual lecturing to access high levels of digital and incentives for development of their own teaching methods. Moving on to our slides here, it says, according to Bell and Robertson, technology has created a pool that allows individuals to plan, interact, and evaluate students at individual and collective levels in practice. Institutions of higher learning have been changed by technology advances used in the classroom, such as tablets, laptops, smartphones, and the list goes on more than that. There are different platforms that are being used in the higher education. Another example is online assessment. Institutions that use online assessment tool through securing network connections. Therefore, it connects students and educators to interact for giving their feedbacks upon their work that has been done, and for students create promotion in summative form. Moving on, we also have portfolio assessment. It allows rating of students' achievement through a collection of work that has been done, consisting of finished products and records. Therefore, it is the assignment that was given over a long time, and then you're gonna record them and then put them together as a portfolio, in a form of a portfolio. But here's a touchline that still consists of paper, and we focusing more on technology. But that shows that some of the things that were done before technology can never be replaced. Moving on, we also have weblogs used in many fields that are used to improve writing skills, encourage reflective writing, and promote sharing of resources and ideas. We also have performance assessment. It can be used for summative and formative assessments. Can help by creating projects or activities required. Moving on, we also moving on to the advantages of using technology assessment tools in higher education. Well, the main point is that it gives provision of credibility for lectures, improves engagement, encourage individual learning, and encourage collaboration. That is very debatable right there, but yeah. Summarizing all about the labels that concludes about the advantages of using technology in higher education is that technology, we must admit, it makes learning a bit easier more than before for students by making information easily accessible and quick. At first, when I lectured to deliver a lesson, I was also one of those students back then when I was still doing my degree. Is that I'd sit in class, listen to a lecture, I'd just get lost along the way. I wouldn't know like what really took off in my mind. But today, since technology has been introduced, I mean, like the lecture can play some during the teachings on a projector. They can put their memes to make us laugh, introduce some little bit of music here and there. So that is a very great advantage of using technology. And again, let's all be honest, there is no student, no matter I believe how clever you may be, that you can actually say that you were sitting in class listening to a lecture. Even if you may ask, let me put it that way, you ask a lecture a question, and then the lecture takes about 5 minutes in answering you. You won't tell me that you actually grasped it, every single word that the lecture said to you. But because technology was introduced, you can always rewind everything that the lecture said over and over and over again. Even if that question that you asked the lecturer was like 2 years back, you can still find it probably on YouTube or another platform of where you can access information. It's still gonna be the same, and it's never gonna change. So that's the also the advantages of using technology then. And then also when it comes to collaboration, I mean, at first, um, in my own knowledge, I believe that information was for information to be exchanged. There was a dove and a leaf that was used. You'd send off a dove over, and then if you received that little rosemary, it was simply said that you received the message. And then there was a bottle, a letter in a bottle for delivering the messages across the seas. And then we had SMSs, we had emails. Now it's more nicer. We can do actually a live stream. Like right now, here sitting here, I can take this laptop, connect it to a Wi-Fi, and I can stream live to talk to somebody across the seas, somewhere overseas, far from me. So technology has made it easily, like they say, for information to be accessible for students in the higher learning in the higher learning education structure. Okay, moving on to the disadvantages of using technology. Advantage of using technology as an assessment tool in higher education is that it makes expenditure. There's insufficient method of teaching, guided by the wrong information, disconnection from the world. um, Time and technology expanded way beyond to a point I was asking myself if it has always been its main strong motive from the beginning to, to absorb money. I mean, everything is business, I could say. So technology is also one of the platforms that is very strong in accumulating money, but it's targeting the most vulnerable target, and which is us, the youth within the higher education system. I mean, we all come from different backgrounds, first of all. But now we go to a university, we need to Google, we need to find information about how this was formed or that, or how it came to be. It's a challenge for some other people. Like I said, they did a matric there in the highlands, but now they come here the tertiary education. They don't know how to use technology. Fine, they're being taught how to use technology, but they lack of funds. Already, funds have money to register for, to pay for the school fees. Hence, there were movements that were raised in this past few years, which is still even today a main problem, a main objective that many students struggle with. So, like I said, our students uh, to have money. We don't have money. We're not working. So it's a and a problem. We are always glued to our phones, and that, like when it says disconnection from the real world, it takes most of our time. And bear in mind, like the South Africa right now currently live employment rate of 29. Then when you drop days you take to a certain department, they're gonna tell you, no, we no longer accept it. We no longer accept the hard copy. Go online and register with us daily. Now and then there are always changes, like software is needed to be upgraded, to using laptops from phones. Even a digital Bible requires you to always update it now and then. I really don't get it why. But yes, moving on is that because there are also different kinds of websites on the internet, né? It misguides by giving us the wrong information to students in the higher education sector. How so is that I also, just being me, I can also go there and create my own blog, or there are many names that they've been referred to. You create your own word that you put it there. I can put fake references there. Nobody's gonna question me. And then a student in that certain department, in that certain field of study, is gonna come and be like, okay, I found it on the. When you type and put on something, it gives you so many different of informations, and then he or she's gonna choose. Can even choose mine as long as she scrolls down and sees there's referencing. She's gonna believe that is right, only to find out after the lecture marks it. There's gonna be that debate between the lecture. But I did my research. I went online. Here's a my referencing list and so forth. So that kind of misguided. It gives wrong information to this world. So it's a dispute. It's a very very disadvantage when it comes to using technology. And then communication has reached a breakdown, to a point that students and lectures sometimes they tend to argue, or even students sometimes nowadays we're being given assignments to be done in a group. we hardly meet we hardly meet, and then communications happens on a platform of a cell phone, maybe via WhatsApp, or a certain group that you create on the like I said, there are many out there. We don't see one another. We only communicate over the phone. That sometimes creates disputes. There is no understanding of emotions. I can say something there in written words, but when somebody else reads it, he or she can take it in a bad way. And then that's how sometimes conflicts are being if fired up in group chats. So again, as like lectures and students, they no longer communicate. A lecturer comes there, and then we just talk, press slides, and then be like, there's an assignment, go on your ifundi or whatever, you'll find your assignment there. And then the discussion about that assignment, it's only gonna happen again also via emails, or so that there's a communication breakdown within us, the society, the humans, that technology is really creating. And then, yeah, like I said, coming from different backgrounds also, that creates problems, like divisions. Some students, they go to school, and then somehow they don't want to continue with this with the studies, because they'll be like, oh mom, I don't think I fit there. Oh mom, I'm always struggling to do my assignments. I'm always struggling to do copies. I'm always struggling to do this and this and this and this and that. So yeah, those are like, in my own side, using technology in higher education, the disadvantages of it are more than the advantages. And then moving on to our last part, which are the recommendation, is that um, technology should be made available in all higher education institutions on an equitable basis, and enables educators to establish contexts to access a variety of curricular pedagogical models. The usage of technology should not be allowed to keep on taking charge. such as during lecturing. Lecturers should interact more with the students, or even create, yeah, or even create an assignment whereby, like, maybe they would include like the 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 lecture to be also part of that group assignment. Like, let's say in the innovative studies of in higher education, we can take a lecture who's majoring in research, and also be part of us in that certain group of students, and to engage more, to learn more as students, and to also know what exactly is really required from us as students at the end of the day, in order for us to excel and do good. Well, guys, this is all I have for you, and I hope what I have delivered can raise up more comments and more opinions and more structural ways on exactly how can we improve when using technology as an assessment learning tool in the 21st century. We are living in a forever changing world, and I think technology will always play its lead, but let us not allow it to take over us, because we're still humans. We still need to interact more. We need jobs. Job creation is the most valuable thing that we need in this world, because we need farmers. We still need farmers. We don't need robots. We need farmers. They need to taste that food, if it's good or if it's bad, and then it can then be processed in the manufacturing side. But still, there are those who studied mechanical engineering and so forth. They still need to have a job at the end of the day to be able to process that machinery that was constituted by using technology, of course. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope this was a very, very learningful and insightful presentation to you guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.